I'd like to speak to you today about the miracles that have happened for so many people who pray to our Mother of Perpetual Help. Now, when I say miracles, I'm not using the word miracle in the theological sense, as when we speak of the miracles of Jesus, or the miracles that the church have recognized as true miracles, like those that have happened at this shrine of our Mother Perpetual Help over the past 150 years. The word miracle that I'm using is the wider sense, as it is used by the faithful. They are experiences of faith. These miracles are the graces, the helps, the protections, the favors people have asked for and they have received them. I'm referring to those moments when people come before her icon, troubled and anxious, and miraculously they experience an inner peace after spending time in her presence. Now, there are miracles that naturally awaken feelings of absolute wonder, but they are so spectacular, because they are so spectacular. But the favors received through the intercession of our Mother Perpetual Help, what it does, or what they do, they seem to awaken just a profound feeling of gratitude to our Heavenly Father, who has listened to the prayers of the mother of His Son as she intercedes on behalf of all of you, her sons and daughters. And as a testimony to this gratitude and to those prayers having been answered, every day flowers decorate her shrine. Every arrangement, I like to believe, has a story behind it. And yet what comes out so clearly beyond the story is how grateful these people are for Our Lady's presence in their lives. You know, one of the impressive moments in the Perpetual Help Novena here every Wednesday is when we choose to read a few of the petitions that people have written at her shrine. And almost always, most people begin by giving thanks for the favors that Our Lady has helped to bring to them. Others plead their intentions, and they're written with total simplicity. Ordinary people like yourself, faithful children who recount their problems, their fears, their sadness, and then confidently ask for her help. I think that if we publish just a list of all the healings, all the helps that have come in times of trouble, all the moments when people suddenly felt shielded and protected, that list would be endless. Of course, that doesn't include the list of favors that have been publicly acknowledged, because to those favors, we'd have to add those that have been received but guarded in the silence of the hearts of so many other people who are devoted to our Mother Perpetual Help. So I'd like to tell you two stories that have come to me over the years. Two letters. One I'll read and the other I'll tell you the story. Here's the letter. Dearest Father, I remember perfectly the day that I came to the novena for the first time. It was 2 years ago in June. At that time, I needed help in a special way and knew that there was no one else but our Mother Perpetual Help who could give me that help. I had gotten a job, but family matters were not going well, and I couldn't concentrate on what I should have been doing. That is why I promised you, O Mary, that I would come to the novena, not just for 9 Wednesdays, but for every Wednesday of my life. And my prayers were answered. My father found work, and my sisters could go back to their studies. However, last January, my life and our family members took a turn for the worst, and I stopped coming to the novena. It seemed that I could always find an easy excuse not to come. The truth of the matter is that I met a man whom I thought loved me. It turned out that he was abusive and dishonest. But I was so afraid of losing him that I wasn't willing to face the truth. And I couldn't think of the possibility of us being separated, even though my whole life was getting totally mixed up. As a consequence, I started to become very irritable and very insecure. After a tremendous struggle, I decided to come back to the novena because I had no one to turn to. And believe it or not, I found the courage through Mary's intercession to let go of this abusive relationship. In October of 2018, I learned that this man who was so abusive with me had married another woman. It caused me to fall into a horrible depression. I broke off relations with my family, and I even seriously considered leaving my job. But despite all this, I never stopped coming to the novena. And it is only now that I realize that our Mother Perpetual Help did answer my petitions. My family is well. My sisters are back in my life, and I was freed of a person that would have caused me untold sorrows. I pray now at each novena that Mary will help me to heal, that she will help to heal the wounds that I have caused myself. Thank you, dear Mother. Right now, I feel that things are getting better and that my life has more meaning. The second story I'd like to tell you, and it was about a young boy, a little baby that was born at Children's Hospital, premature, and he had many, many complications. I went in to see the parents, and I anointed the little baby boy, and the mother asked me if there was someone, particular saint, that she could pray to. And I immediately retrieved from my pocket the beautiful card of our Mother Perpetual Help. And I told her to pray, first of all, that Our Lady would certainly come and strengthen these parents as they dealt with their fragile condition of their son. Secondly, I asked her to pray that if it was God's will, that God would heal their little boy. And thirdly, I asked her to pray to Our Lady that she could accept, no matter what God willed for them. 2 weeks after the child had been born, the hospital called the mother and father and said they needed to come as soon as possible because the little boy was dying. By the time they got to the hospital, the boy had died. He had simply stopped breathing minutes before they came into the room. And the mother lifted this little boy up in her arms, and the tears from her face were falling onto this little boy whom they had hoped would live. But she said she felt that truly Our Lady was there with them because she had been praying and he had been praying so consistently and constantly each day. And then she simply took this little boy and in a gesture of surrender, she held the little boy up in this hospital room as if she were offering the boy back to God. And 20 seconds later, the boy started to breathe. Today, that little boy is free of all hospital treatment and is growing into a healthy little boy. Today, this mother and this father consistently pray to our Mother Perpetual Help in gratitude. There are so many other testimonies such as these that could be recorded, signs of the constant intercession of Mary, which make visible the unique and eternal meditation or mediation of her Son. Never stop praying. She will always respond. She is our Mother of Perpetual Help.